All right, that's Buster. That's Buster. And welcome, guys, to Season 2. Fantastic. We have a load of fun for you guys. We have been flying our butt off and look at this. Baron, November 712, Bravo Mike. Two Buster Mike is on the airfield. We have been flying this pressurized Baron from the great folks at Black Square. Man, this analog steam gauge analog version has been fun. We have been flying our collective tails off on it. You could see though we're not totally experienced. There's 6.3 hours. So we feel pretty confident, right, Buster? Well, at least I do. So this is a lot of fun, man. I'm telling you what, you guys want a general aviation experience that almost like feels like an airliner. Try the pressurized version here. I mean, that's, you know, the rate of climb that you can get from this thing is insane. And obviously taking it up to flight levels and doing everything that you got to pay attention to kind of manually, things that you don't necessarily have to do with an airliner, but you kind of have to do here, is a lot of fun. It has been a blast. So anyway, we are going to take this aircraft to Venice today. Not Venice, Italy. Nope. No, we are going to Venice, Florida, Venice Municipal. Have a nice little, went to flight some TO and downloaded a scenery for the airport. Downloaded an airport so for Venice. So hopefully we get to check it out. Looked pretty cool, and so we are gonna go ahead and take this flight into Venice. About an hour-long flight. Be a good primer. We'll get up to flight level 180, and we'll pressurize it. We'll do the whole 9 yards. And we'll go from there. We have a unique departure out of, well, where are we? That's a good point. So we are sitting here at North Perry Airport, where it all starts. And so this is ground zero for us. Yeah, probably a poor choice of words, Buster. But anyway, well, I'm looking at us right now on Simaware, and we're still showing up as like a 737, even with the anyway, it is what it is. I love this aircraft, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So anyway, we're enough of that. So you can see way in the distance out there the guitar from Fort Lauderdale, the Hard Rock Hotel. You can see that. I don't know if you could see that up straight above. Fort Lauderdale International Airport's just on the other side of that, the Hard Rock Hotel. So anyway, we are sitting here and we have just fueled up. So what does this look like? Yeah, totally different than our Seminole. So we're completely filled. So that packs in 1,212 pounds. Yeah, so you can just kind of see the math on that. You know, that's for us, that's probably more than double, about double than what we were used to, you know. Yeah, it's about 200 pounds, 202, 202 pounds, 200 pretty much useful, I think. But anyway, we have tip tanks. Yeah, so that brings a different dynamic, you know, tip tanks with transfer tank pumps and fuel boosters and stuff like that. And here's our over here our tip tank quantity, so we'll get all into that. Yeah, so that's our fuel. Forward baggage, that's where we're putting Buster's food. Buster's food is going to be in forward baggage. That's me, that's Buster, and that is our life raft. Yep, we put the life raft back there so we could easily pop it through this door. yeah, will we be flying over a lot of water? Probably not, but we have it anyway, just in case we want to cut through the Gulf or something like that, because we are going to Vegas. Not today, but yeah, we'll be flying out there, and Sedona. Yeah, man, we're gonna do all that stuff. It's gonna be so much fun. So flying totally different topography compared to what we've just done in the Caribbean. So anyway, let's go ahead and get ourselves a pushback. Thanks to the folks at Ambitious Pilots. Let's just do it manually. And then let's go ahead and let's put ourselves over there. Let's go ahead and release our brake. Yeah, so here we go. Well, we're not going to win any speed contest here. We can speed it up a little bit. There we go. So why North Perry Airport? Well, kind of sentimental value for us. So, enough said. Okay, here we go. Thank you to the folks at Ambitious Pilots. We are all good. I got something going on here with my, bear with me just 1 second. Full screen on us here. Keep the changes. Keep the change. Blind save. Thank you. Go back. Bye. Resume. There we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so here we go. Fully fueled. Let's go ahead and get this Baron fired up. Oh, before we do that, we did file an IFR flight plan with Vatsim. They did give us an auto ATC squawk. We don't have ATC right now. We're 5150. CTAF here at North Perry will be 132.1. So that's 132.1. And we'll get Venice when we're in the air, unless we have air traffic control. Yeah, so let's go ahead, and I want to see something here well, let's pull down our traffic. Not our traffic, our weather, our METAR. Alright, so we're scattered at 2,500 feet. Pressure is 30.18. Okay, good. Let's go back to the flight really quick. We got to be off the ground at 025, so that doesn't give us a whole lot of time. That's okay. I'm going to take a little more time here. Take a look at this. 0 departures. That's not true. So we definitely have what's called the Miami 9 departure. So SimBrief is not picking it up. We even tried to file the flight plan with the Miami 9 departure. We'll see if the aircraft has it. We'll fly it. And so basically we're going to take off here off of, if I'm thinking right, with the, yeah, winds are basically nothing right now. So we're going to take off, well, yeah. Let's see what we want to do here. Yeah, let's go ahead and take off to the north. It's not our ideal takeoff because we have to actually come back around. So we're going to go ahead and take off. Let me see if we can pull it up here. I'm not sure you guys can see this, but because I can't scroll in and out. But here we are at North Perry, so we're going to take off from North Perry. We're going to climb, and we're going to actually make a right-hand turn. So we're going to northbound departure off of 18 right. We're going to go ahead and make a right-hand turn at 800 feet. We're going to come all the way around to Dolphin, the VOR, which is over Miami International for the most part, at 2,000 feet. And then we're going to go to Moreno and then BNGOS. So that's what we're going to do. So runway, one right. So we're going to climb heading 006. We're going to go to 800 before turning right. Thence maintain 2,000, which we may assign ourselves a higher altitude. And then we're going to go to BNGOS transition. So we're going to fly over the Dolphin Vortac on a on a radio to BNGOS. Great. So we're going to go out to basically a northwest radial to BNGOS. So we'll see if we don't have it on the if we don't have it as a departure on the GNS 530. We'll fly it by hand, no sweat, because everything's with VORs, and we got a VOR receiver, so we can do this, Buster. Yeah, I hear you, Buster. We'll find out in just a minute. We haven't done this one before, guys, so shall see. All right, let's go ahead and start this beast going. Okay, parking brakes set. Landing gears are down. All switches are off except for the surface auto on the surface de-icer. That's going to remain off, and you can kind of see that's kind of up. So that's what we do here. Let's go ahead and check our battery. So we got the landing gear is going all green. Fuel quantities are full. Man, I am having a hard time getting words out of my mouth today. So we are full, and so we are good there. So battery is now off. Okay, let's go ahead and do before engine start. We're trying to do more flows because the checklist is gigantic. So we're just trying to do a little bit more flows here. So parking brake, landing gear. Then we're going to start over here with all of our circuit breakers. Each one of these pops, guys, if they pop, you'll see them come out like that. You can kind of see how when you're coming down and doing your check, you can kind of see them as popped out. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop them back in. So this is, so basically, you know, all of our avionics circuit breakers. I believe that's the right bus, but anyway, come over here, continue with our circuit breaker check. So we are good on our circuit breakers, our main circuit breakers on the pilot side. Let's go ahead and take a look at our pilot side panel switches. Again, we're all off. Let's go ahead and take a look at our throttle console. So throttles are at idle, props are full, mixture is now full. Let's go down the console. Trims are neutral. Here we have cowl flaps, so that's up, down, and here's our fuel selectors, nicely set to on automatically, which is good. And then we make our way over here. There's a little switch down here for static. You can kind of see you can pop it open. We're going to close it. We want to make sure it's closed. Then we're going to make our way across here from our air, heat, and then we have cabin pressurization. Let's go ahead and just get down here. So we get the defrost. So we got defrost, cabin pressurization, seals for the pressurization. Down here we have our trim. So we can kind of trim it. I like, for takeoff, I like trimming it to kind of this little notch right here. So far that's been working for us. And then we're going to kind of come across to our cabin pressurization. So we want to make sure that, let me see if I can, so that these two switches are off. So we have the door seal is down, cabin pressure is dump. And then we're set to sea level right here. We're completely zeroed out there. So everything's fine on our pressurization. Excuse me, guys. I was just looking at something. All right, so let's go ahead and keep flowing. So now let's go ahead and turn on the battery. Let's go ahead and Yep, we got our avionics switch was off. Let's go ahead and do our alternators are now on. We checked the bus volts to make sure that they're at least a minimum of 23. So we're right in that ballpark. 23 right down here in the bus volts. And then we're going to get our nav lights on. Let's turn both our nav and the beacon on. Interior lights, we don't need any annunciators, so let's kind of pull back here. Annunciators are down here, so you can kind of see how they all do that one more time. So you can kind of see all the different lights that are going on. Perfect. And we're going to come across here. We're going to do our ELT test. And we're going to set it back to arm, so the rocker's in the middle. Then we come down here for a CO, basically a CO detector right here. So there's our CO detector. We want to see this. We want to see the two lights. So there they are. Perfect. Cabin air heat as desired and air conditioning. So we're at 77 degrees, so we're not going to fry here, so we're doing pretty good. So we're not going to do anything with that. Let's go ahead and start the engines. So we got parking brakes are set. Let me make sure I've got my brakes on here, so we're good. Let's go ahead. We got the beacon. Let's go ahead and do a cold start. All right, so we've made plenty of mistakes starting this aircraft, so hopefully we can show you guys kind of how we do it and get it going, and then watch us not be able to start it today. So anyway, here we go, right engine start. So props are high on the right side. We have mixture is full rich. We are good there. Throttle on the right side, we're going to go full open. We're going to go ahead and hit our boost pump to high. Look, guys. We kept putting our boost pump to low. That wasn't cutting it. You got to put it to high, and we're going to count to 4,000 in a pretty blatant way. So here we go. We got over around 6 or 7. That's 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Go off. So now that we're off, we're going to drop our throttle back to idle, and then we're going to crack it slightly. I have saved a button to get our right starter to go. So let's go ahead here. As soon as I get, then I let it go. You can see it goes to both. So I have it programmed to where I hit it, it goes to start, and then when I let it go, it goes to both. We are green in the oil pressure. We're waiting for a little bit of a rise here in the oil temp. We're actually going to put our RPM right here to 1,000. So there's the 1,000. And we got a rise in the oil temperature. So we do have a good right engine start. Of course we did not. We're too busy talking. Let's go ahead and get the left engine going. First things first though, we want to check that the bus volts actually increased to around 28. Yep, there we go. So we are all good there. Let's go ahead and get the left engine started. So again, props are full or high, mixture is rich, throttle is left throttle is full open. We're gonna go ahead and hit the fuel bumps on high. We have good 7 right here on the fuel throw. 1002, 1003, 1004. Turn it off. Good, all the way off. Now if throttle comes back to full idle, and then we're going to crack it open. Let's go ahead and pan out a little bit. Clear prop. Buster, you want to help? Should have done that the first time. There's like no one out here though. So now I have a left button that's going to go to start. We're going to be looking up here. As soon as we get some movement, we're going to let it go. So we go start, let it go. We got green in the oil pressure. Let's go ahead and advance the throttle to 1,000. And there we go, 1,000. We want to see a little bit of a rise in the oil temp first before we leave the process. By the way, the bus volts are still at 28, so we're looking really good. We're both on both. So again, we just programmed on our stick here, kind of back here, in the back of the stick, we've got 2 buttons. And we program a right ignition, right start, and then when we release it, it goes to both. Yep, we got positive oil temp, so we have a good left engine start. Alright, let's go ahead and just check our annunciators one more time. Okay, we're good. Avionics master. Let's go ahead and close up. We have forgotten to close up once, and for us, once we take off, it's like disaster. Let's go ahead and pull down our weather while we're here, just to make sure again that we didn't pick up any winds. All right. Yeah, we're still going to keep the same plan. Let's go ahead and get our altimeter set. It's 0.18. So that's 1.8 right there. So we are good. We have a backup. So we're going to do that to 1.8 as well. Here we go. 8. Okay, we are good. Standby altimeters are good. Attitude indicator. We actually have an attitude indicator, so you can kind of just make sure that this thing is level. All good. Remote compass slaved and aligned. All good. We're good. Comm radios. Comm radios. Let's get them rolling. 2. We want to set this to 1. 5. Comm 2 to 1.5. We don't have any ATIS. Alright, so let's go ahead so you guys can see what we're going to do here. Let's go ahead and do okay. We're flying with the same GNS 530 WAS enabled. So we're good. Let's go ahead while we're doing this. Let's get our radios pumping. It was 132, right? Was it 132? We'll go the other way. 132.1. Ugh, painful. Okay, 132.1. VLOC, let's go ahead and set this to Dolphin. That's where we're going to be going. Dolphin. Right here. Dolphin is... Where is Dolphin? Dolphin, Dolphin, Dolphin. Where are you, Dolphin? There we go. 113.9er. Oh, there it is. 113.9er. How convenient. Dolphin is identified, 13 miles away. Okay, let's go ahead and set up our flight planning. Satellites are, oh no, push, we're gonna roll. So we are at KH Hotel Whiskey Oscar at North Perry. We are going to Venice. Victor, November, Charlie. Let's see if we can get the departure out of here. None. Alright, so we'll just fly direct to Dolphin. So that's what we'll do instead of doing the VOR. We'll do both. Alright, so we're good here. Let's go ahead and pop out. Out. Clear. Okay. Oh, that was approach. Departure. Did we do a departure? Yeah, none. Okay. No sweat. Dolphin. What was the identifier for Dolphin? DHP. China. And we're going to go Moreno. This was a waypoint that was sitting in the Miami 9 departure. Then we're going to go to BNGOS. Love it. BNGOS. Right? Hopefully that's what it was. The BNGOS transition. And then we're going to go to LaBelle, VOR. Then we're going to go to Punta Gorda, VOR. Done. Let's go ahead and just peruse. Good. Alright, so yeah, we know we're going to go ahead and make a right-hand turn at 800 feet, and we're going to go direct to Dolphin. And 2,000 feet will be our initial. So we may clear ourselves a little bit higher as we go, but We can cross that bridge when it comes. We have 5150. 5150. Okay. That is good, what we want. By the way, it function, got flight time. So, just learned about that. So, many times Buster and I forget to see when we took off. This actually does it for us automatically. Hello. I think we had that option on the Seminole. And we did 40 flights. We never even knew it existed. So, anyway, we know it exists now. A lot of good that does us. Alright, Garmin, the radios are set. Weather radar, oh man, this is a treat. Best I can tell, weather radar does not show up on our GNS 530, but we have this bad boy, this BNGOS. So we're going to put that to standby. By the way, a whole bunch of things we got going on. You can see our left engines are already 96, so we've done our best to ruin our engines, but anyway, because we can set failures, all that stuff, so it'll be fine. But right now, no failures. Yeah, we're just getting used to this bad boy. Maybe once we get out there, we'll do some more failures, or we'll just set it to failures. Standby, we're good. Again, we only got 6 hours in this aircraft, so we're newbies. Okay, we know just enough that the aircraft shouldn't be controlling us. We should pretty well control it, so we'll see how that goes. Let's go ahead and set our first altitude. 2,000. Okay, we can push it. Let's just set our vertical as well. Let's go ahead and do 1,500. But anyway, we got 2,000. We're on going. Let's go ahead and get to our taxiway. Tell you what we're going to do. Because we're going to be taking off from one right, and there really isn't any place to do the run up here. Let's see if we can find a windsock. Okay. Where is the windsock? Okay, up over here and up over there and up over there. So there should be one right off of here. Right off of here. Yeah, I mean, we are dealing with the default airport, but you would think we should have a windsock. There's one over there. I don't see it. Alright, we ain't gonna waste any more time in fuel trying to find a windsock. We're just gonna take off from that runway one right. We are here, we got no one behind us. Let's go ahead and do our run up here, Buster. That'll be easy. Alright. Alright, here we go. Run up. Parking brake set. Mixture is full. Usually we taxi out with our mixture lean, but we're going to keep it full here. Prop levers are going to be high. Let's go ahead to 17 on the RPM. Let's pull back a little bit. We can get a better view. Little strong. So we're sitting around 18 now. Okay, 17 each. Here we go. Let's go ahead and do the prop exercise. We do 3 rounds here. Doing 300 first. We want to see a 300 drop on these bad boys to right around 14. Okay, 14, go back. Now we want to see an increase in oil pressure when we do it the next time. There's the increase in oil pressure. We want to see a slight increase in manifold pressure on the third round. Slight increase. Okay, let's go ahead and do the same with the right. We want to see a 300 drop on 14. There we go. A little strong. And then we want to see an increase in oil pressure on the next round. There's the increase in oil pressure. And now we want to see it stabilize. And then we want to go back to an increase in manifold. Ready? Ooh. Yep, slight increase in manifold, a little strong. All right, so props have been exercised. Let's go ahead and check the mags. Let's do the right engine first. So we're gonna try to hit left. Probably about 100, so that's fine. Go back to both. Let it stabilize. Let's go check out the right one. Okay, about 100 drop, which is fine. Looking for no more than 150, and then no more than a differential of 50 between the two. Let's slowly get us back to both. All right, let's go ahead and check our left engine. Let's go check our left mag. Okay, about 100. Let's go back to both. Good. Let's go back to, let's go to right. Okay, all set. Magnetos are all checked. Let's get back to both. Instrument air is in the green. We are fairly in the green. Alternator check. Turn the alternator off. You can see the load has shifted, which is fine. Right. Now we're both down. Taking on the bus. Let's go ahead and there we go. Left alternator is back on, taking the load, and then the right alternator is back on. We have our parallel, so we are good there. Let's do our icing checks. So propeller de-ice. Let's go ahead and turn on. We want to see a drop here. Or excuse me, an increase. Sorry, and then our amps coming up here. So props now good. That checked off. Windshield heat. Oops, that's stall warning. Windshield. So we have the annunciator, and we had the slight increase in the amperage. Let's go ahead and do the heater switches. Let's do pitot heat on, annunciator, increase, perfect. Annunciator, increase, perfect. Fuel vent should see an increase. Yep. Stall heat warning. Stall warning heat, increase, perfect. Do we do the windshield already? We'll do it again. Here we go, perfect. Now we have the auto. Let's go down and put it in a manual. So we're looking down here. We have the annunciator light is on, and we're looking for down here. That was up plus, what was it, 18? Yeah, we're looking for 15 to 20 PSIs, which is good. Now we're gonna go ahead and go auto, which is up high here. We're gonna see it cycle. We wanna see them cycle now. So we got the good annunciator. We have, see it cycle down. And let's see it cycle back up. Perfect. So let's go back to off. We are good. Let's do a pressurization check. We're going to push up to 2,000 now on the RPM. So 2,000 on the RPM. Let's go ahead and we set it at cabin altitude is at, let's see if I can just zero in on this so you guys can see this. Cabin altitude's at sea level. We're leveled here. This thing needs to be put at, that's at 9 o'clock. Let's put it at 10 o'clock right there, which will be good. Pre-select, let's go 1,000 feet below our current field elevation. We got we got the door seal is now pressed, so that's gonna seal us up, and then it's cabin pressure. We're gonna press that up. Now we're gonna do the cabin pressure test. We're going to hold this, and so it's going to try to achieve the -1,000, so we should see this cabin climb rate go down. There it goes. It's going down to 1,000, so that's good. So we have a good test there, and so now we get to dump the cabin pressure, and we are going to turn off the door seal mode, and then we're going to set our cabin altitude to our first desired altitude, I'm just gonna go straight to where we're gonna fly. We're gonna see the bottom right here. That's our altitude that we're flying to. We're just gonna go straight to flight level 180. So that will put us at around 6,500 feet of cabin altitude. So that's pressurization. Okay, let's go ahead and get our throttles back. See if we got the flaps going. Yep. Flaps check out. Here's the light, by the way. There's 2 settings, approach and down. Let's go back up. Alright, let's go ahead and, I mean, I'm telling you what, man, this run-up's a bear, right? Let's go ahead and check the autopilot. So let's go ahead and you hit this test button. If you don't hit the test button, things just don't go well. Buster and I have found out. I know. We have found out the hard way on a lot of this stuff. So make sure you test it. So then what we're going to do, we're going to wind the heading about 30 degrees deflection. We're going to turn on the master here. So you see our flight director come alive. Now we're going to hit heading. And you're going to see some things start to happen. So we got our, you can see here, our flight director turned and our yoke has turned as well, so we're good there. Let's go ahead and turn, hello. Let's go ahead and put it back to 30 degrees the other way. So that all works. Everything is in good shape. Let's go ahead and disengage with our throttle. And then let's go ahead and disengage completely. Okay, good. So then, in order to engage, we should just be able to hit here to engage. So we should be good. Let's go ahead and set our, we're taking off of runway 01. So let's get our, so it's 006. We're going to fly a heading. We're not tracking, we're going to fly a heading. So we'll go ahead and put our heading in. We'll get to autopilot fairly quickly, and then we'll go direct. We'll make our right-hand turn with the heading bug at 800 feet, and then we'll go direct to Dolphin. All right, windows are all, windows and doors. Let's just make sure. This doors won't open, so shh, don't tell Buster that. And this is our windows closed. How are our comms? Everything is set correctly. We're good here. Everything is set. What is our message? No, we're not going to do that. All right. Altitude pre-select. We have pre-selected heading bug. You're going to see we're going to get to 2,000 really fast. Heading bug. That's fine. Nav source. We're good. We're doing GPS. Over here, GPS. So we're good. Elevator trim. So we've got. We want to set our flaps to take off. Here we go. Flaps are set to take off. Cabin pressure, let's go ahead and turn it on. And then door seal, let's get that on. Door seals are on. Perfect. Air conditioning, we're at 78 degrees. So how do we handle the air conditioning? It's right in here. So, you know, we're going to not turn it on for takeoff, but we'll get it on. We'll probably end up having to use the heat today, guys, quite frankly. We haven't ever had to run the air conditioner unless we were on the ground. Let's go ahead and turn the fuel boost pumps to low. Anti-ice, we're not going to need it. So we are good. Temperatures are down here. Here's our temperature. So you can see right here we're about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21-ish, 22 Celsius. So we're good here. We'll look at icing when we get in the air, but it's going to be a pretty clear flight. Transponder, we're on. Weather radar. Let's go ahead and get our weather radar on. I always seem to turn it off by mistake, and I just did it again. So we'll turn our weather radar on. Landing lights, taxi, let's get our taxi on, then we'll do our landing lights and strobe and landing lights and strobe once we get out there. Takeoff briefing. So look, Buster, we're going to rotate at 80-ish. Yep. We're going to rotate at 80. Things are going to happen really fast. We're going to dial back our props. Once you get to 400 feet, we're going to dial back the props to 24-ish, right here, 24-ish. And then we're going to continue to climb out. We'll probably reduce to around 36 on our climb out, probably be at 140. Flaps will go up at 115. So we'll do gear. We'll pass 115 pretty quick. We'll hit flaps. Away we go. One engine. Something happens prior to 80. We'll go ahead and cut and then brake. If we get up in the air, lose an engine, this puppy will still climb. You're at 100 on the blue line. I've had no issues with that, and so we'll just come back around, right traffic, and make a landing. Any questions, Buster? Yep. Hearing none, let's go ahead and go flying. North Perry traffic. Baron 712 Bravo Mike taxiing from the ramp to runway 1 right. North Perry. So I'm going to hand fly the heading. And so here's what we're going to do on the brake. I'm going to hand fly the heading, but then we're going to begin our turn. And we're going to go this way. And this will ensure that we're going to make a right-hand turn. So I'm going to go autopilot fairly quickly. And then once we hit 800, we're going to make that turn. We'll hand fly a turn, but then we can always go heading, and that'll take us to 1-2. And then once we are climbing out, we will level off at 2000. We have it already set, and then we'll fly direct to Dolphin. Let's do it. North Perry traffic. Baron 2 Bravo Mike taking runway 1 right for the departure to the north. We'll be making right traffic though for the south. North Perry. Here we go. Good. Try to use every bit of our displace threshold. It's a little too low for me, for my taste, but we'll do it anyway. There we go. I want to be able to see some things, but I can't see enough runway. There. Alright, here we go. Alright, Buster, we have been briefed. We ready? Let's do it. Landing lights on. Strobe on. Should have done that when we came on. Still learning. Here we go. That was not cool. So we just touched our flap handle. Just slight touch. And put our flaps up. We retracted our flaps. Alright. So we're going to go to pressure first. Make sure we have everything going in the green. So we're going about 30. Then we're going to release our brakes. And then we're going to go full throttle. Airspeed is alive. We're going to rotate. We're up. Landing gear is up. Past 115 right now. Gear is up. And flaps are up. props now to 24-ish. And let's begin our right-hand turn. Let's go ahead and hit our autopilot. Heading. North Perry traffic. Baron 2 Bravo Mike is climbing through 1,500 to 2,000, clear of runway 1 right. Right traffic, southbound. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Let's dial back the power. 35-ish. Okay, let's go direct. Dolphin to activate. Let's go ahead and go nav. Should begin our right hand turn. Amber when we're cooking. I mean, look how fast we're going. All right, after takeoff, let's go ahead and get our pumps boosted back. Oops, down, 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 down. Let's go ahead and now climb to 4,000 feet. So we're gonna push this bad boy. We're gonna actually go to 4,000. Ugh, such a mess. I'll push, and then we're gonna go ahead and on our way to Dolphin. We're on our way to 4,000 feet. Taxi lights are off. Gear is up. Flaps are up. Steers are rich. Props are back to 24, and we are now climbing. We have 32 on the manifold. And let's go to flight level 180. Anything on the radar though. $70 degrees. We're pulling. You can see cabin pressures working. Let's get ahead of the aircraft a little bit. That'd be nice, Buster. I know. Dolphin is 7.3 miles away. We can see it right here, confirming here and here. Feet, climbing out at 140. It's exactly what we were looking for. Pitot heat's on. Cowl flaps are still down, which is fine. Prop sync is now on. That will take this little bad boy out. All right, climbing checklist. So landing gear is up, flaps are up, taxi lights are indeed off. Landing lights, they're on still. We'll keep them on until we get to 10,000 feet. We're still in the Miami area, so a lot's going on here. Cow flaps, still open. Icing, PW is on. How cold are we? Yeah, we're about 10 degrees Celsius, so not until we get to 5 degrees Celsius do we not really need to worry. Fuel booster pumps are off. Yep, they are indeed off. Cabin air and heat. We're 63 degrees here, so I am fine. Air conditioning, nope. Cabin pressurization, yep, things are working. Things are working. It's good. You can see us kind of, you can see the cabin climbing, which is good. It's climbing at a decent rate. Alright, so what is it going to be? So going to Moreno is 324. 324. Go ahead and set our heading bug first. Probably should have done that a couple minutes ago. This takes forever to spin them. Increase our power on the climb out. Go 35. 32 is a little. We dialed it back to 32 because of the, that brief platform altitude that we had at 2,000. But we need a little bit more juice. I'd like to be at 130 indicated at least. We're almost at 10,000 feet. The radial coming off of Dolphin, you ask? Dolphin was 113.9er. So the radial coming off was 324 radial. So let's go ahead and dial that into our backup. So we're now in a backup. So we won't be going over our critical altitude, which is around 20,000 feet. So flight level 200. Yeah, but we'll be going to flight level 180. So we'll go to standard pressure once we get there. Do a whole brush up on density, altitude, pressure, altitude, all that stuff. So, look at this. Flight time. Uh-oh. Let's set up our... flight time. We're in 10 minutes already. We're on our way to Moreno. We're at 12,000, going to flight level 180. Yeah, so Tampa has an ATIS, so that's interesting. So Tampa just is going to go online here soon. That's Jacksonville Center, though, I believe. So we're now out of the control area. So I'm thinking start getting our radios set. Go to Unicom. And then let's get Venice. Ah, man. Frustration. So we, look, the arrow doesn't change from little to big like it does in Coronado. That was a nice feature. So you could see which one you're on. So this is big, and then when you come down here, it will go little. But I guess I could do that. I could just point it at it. Yeah, so if I get the little pointer, that's the way to go. Okay, good. So that might be the way to go, Buster. So now we're on Unicom. Let's go ahead and get Venice going. What's our... Oh, I'm going to Sky Vector, guys. That's what I'm using for the CTAFs. Venice is uncontrolled, but it's 122.725. Yeah, that works a lot better. Get the little hand with the finger. Okay, Venice is piped in. What 1,500 feet a minute looks like. That's what 1,500 feet a minute looks like. Oh, look at that airport out in the middle of the Everglades. I take lots of pictures of our kickoff flight. There's a Lake Okeechobee out there. So our cruise power settings, we're gonna do cruise 1, so we're gonna actually drop back to 32 inches. And then we're gonna do the RPM at 24, so the RPM doesn't have to change. And then we're gonna lean out our engines. We're gonna do, we'll show you how that's done. I couldn't even tell you. I love using this EDM 760 though for it. A lot of fun. Just a unique challenge. You can see our cabin right now. So here we are. We're level at flight level 180. The little hand is still in the green, which is what we want, and our cabin altitude is right around 7,000 feet, it looks like right now. So we'll catch up a little bit. But yeah, we're fully pressurized. Pretty good deal. And then we're gonna see the speed really ramp up. How do we work this airspeed indicator? Okay, glad you asked. So now we are sitting at negative, let's just call it negative 10. Or negative 10. So you see, let me try to zoom in as much as I can. This is as much as I can zoom in. But you can see across the top the temperature. So this is negative as we go here. So we got negative 10, negative 20, negative 30, negative 40, negative 50 on the top row. We're gonna put our altitude right here at negative 10. Ready? Our altitude is 18. And that is gonna show us our KTAS. True airspeed. True airspeed 240, right there. See it? True airspeed. So we're indicating like 180. right? 70, 80, 90, 200. We're gonna creep up here though. You can see that. Let's go ahead and lean them out and see some things that are happening. I want you to notice though that our manifold pressure has not dropped. Has not dropped. So we got the cabin differential light on. I'm not so worried about that because it's starting to fall down a little bit. As far as the big arm, we're a little bit in the red. So you can see here we're a little bit in the red. White, don't know how to solve for that right now. If anybody knows, leave a comment. All right, let's go ahead and do our cruise checklist because I bet you part of that is our cowl flaps. So let's go ahead and get our cowl flaps up, at least the cowl flaps for the temperature of the cylinder heads. I've actually flown it to where power started to freak out because the cylinder heads were starting to get a little chilly. Temps are looking good. We're still in the green. You can see our cylinder heads are starting to creep up here a little bit. Let's go ahead and do the cruise checklist. So cowl flaps are up, anti-ice. How are we looking? No clouds in sight, no precip. We still have our pitot heat on though. We will leave that on for the duration. Fuel booster pumps, we don't need any booster pumps right now. We are good. I will say though, at some point we're going to empty these tip tanks. So yeah, we'll transfer the tip tanks into our main tanks. Coming up on Moreno, let's see how far away we are from Moreno, then we'll do a fuel check. Alright, we're 3.5 minutes away from Moreno, then we'll do a fuel check. I mean, we're cooking. 227 on the ground speed. I mean, the most we saw in the Seminole was 170-ish, right? So yes. Yeah, the cabin differential has got me a little wigged out here. You can see this thing kind of, there it went off. It just checked off. Isn't that interesting? So as we were looking at the cabin differential, we saw the cabin climb spike to around 5,000, and then it went back, and it seemed like it cleared out some of this pressure. And now the little hand is in the green on PSI, so we are sitting at around 19.5 PSI. Right, excuse me, not 19.5 PSI. 3.9-ish PSI versus, you know, in the 4 range. Forgive me, I was looking at the inside. So here we go, the altitude, and then the PSIs on the inside, on the green. You can see it's creeping back up into the red though. Again, not sure how to solve for that. Let's go ahead and lean the airplane, because we're going to have to descend pretty soon. So let's see what we can do on the leaning part of it. Go ahead and just lean back to here. Let's go ahead and hit lean ROP, and let's start bringing this back until we get peak EGT. Peak EGT, and then we're going to go to a negative 75. It's not allowing us to do that. Let's drop back here. Peak EGT. once the light is back on. I'm just going to lean out to here. Yeah, we'll have to do more on the leaning. .22 degrees in the cabin, so let's go ahead and turn our heater on. And let's turn our blower to low. And let's pull our heat right here. So we should see this start to creep up, because Buster, it was cold, and I'm surprised you didn't walk me through it. Increase this to 46.2. Interested why they're so far off. Okay, we're gonna leave that alone, stop playing with it. Cabin differential pressure light is still on. 180, so let's help me up here. Alright, so we're at Moreno. Let's go ahead and get our fuel temp reading. Our fuel reading. Alright, so we're at 1,080 pounds at Moreno. Oh. Look, we're lower than where we should be from Bongo's standpoint. So Bongo's, we need to be at 1,100 pounds. So our fuel burn is a little bit more than we're looking for. We have a headwind. It's interesting too because we're looking at ground speed of 183. Bongos, we should be in on 25 minutes. We've been in the air for 23. Bongos, yeah, I mean, here we go. Bongos will be a minute. So we're coming up to Bongos. Supposed to be at 1,100 pounds at Bongos, and we are at 1,075 pounds. We're 25 pounds to the bad guy. That's about, I mean, you know, that's significant, kinda, right? I mean, 25 pounds, that's, that's close to 4 gallons, 2 gallons on each side, so we just have to keep monitoring that. But as far as flight time goes, we're spot on. Bongos, we're supposed to be, Bongos was, and that was direct to Bongos, 25 minutes. We actually went around, remember, we went to Dolphins, so that could be the reason, right? Or Perry to Bongos direct. There is no Dolphin in here in Moreno, which is probably why we have less. But we have a higher ground speed, 230 on the ground speed. So that's how we got there faster. So LaBelle, we're supposed to be in at 33 after, so we'll see how this all works. interesting. Look at our, boy, this gives you a ton of information, this EDM. It shows us our endurance. Look at this. 822 nautical miles. We're doing 4.6 miles a gallon. Not so good. We're at pretty good horsepower. I'm thinking 240 each. Okay. We just need to do more primers, Buster, on the EDM 760 and how to lean this aircraft better. I know there's several different approaches to it. But anyway. Where do I want to stay? Miles per hour. Alright, enough of that. Yeah, we're going to need to be looking at Venice. Let's go ahead and look at our approaches into Venice right now, because we are getting close. No, the arrivals, we already took the arrivals down at work. Runway 13, huh? RNAV into 13. How does that look? Well, first of all, what are the winds? What's the weather like? 120 at 8, gust to 16. Okay, let's do 13. RNAV 13, what does that look like? Alright, so it looks like we're going to be coming in. So 30 miles away, we need to be at 2,800. 20 miles away, 2,000? Nah. That's the minimum. So, we need to be at... We're going to end up doing a turn here, aren't we? It's an LPV. Oh, that's good. So FOTA, we need to be at 2. We need to be, so that's 16,000 feet, 16 times 5. Ooh, 16 times 5, that's about 80 miles away. How far are we? Oh crud, we're 60. Let's start our descent. So, descent checklist. Let's go ahead and we know the approach briefing, minimums, we'll find out fuel quantity, we check. Let's go ahead and set our cabin. Let me look. We're going to go down, we're descending. We're going to go down to sea level. And let's go ahead and go down to 2,000 feet. Let's do 1,000 foot per minute right now. I'm not going to mess with. I am going to actually pull us back to 32. Let's go ahead and set our VNAV. Be 2,000 feet. Oop, I need to set my proc first. Let's do approach. We're on RNAV 13. FOBTA. Let's vector us in to FOBTA. But we'll just choose FOBTA right now. Load, that's fine. Perfect. Let's go ahead and take out. Darn it. the hold at FOPTA. We'll go direct. Let's see. I'm curious how that looks. On it. Okay, good. Yeah, we'll do the hold. We'll come in, we'll do the procedure turn, and we'll procedure hold, whatever. We'll do the procedure turn, we're good, and we'll come back in. That's fine by me. 16,000 feet. Okay. Enter. Yeah, 4 miles is fine. Not 94. Okay. FOPTA. Okay. FOPTA. Good. Enter. Push. Push. Miles to Punta Gorda VOR. Alright, good. So we have our VNAV profile. Let's make sure we have our vertical speed required is right now 900 feet to be at 2,000 feet, 4 miles away from FOPTA. That's fine. So you can see we're dropping and we're good. You can see now we're in the green on our PSI. Cabin pressure is around 5,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get our... It's a little behind the aircraft, I would say, Buster. Let's go ahead. Does Venice have things we should know before we take off? Does Venice have a VOR? I don't think they do. I think Sarasota's the closest one. I think Sarasota's the closest one. Let's go ahead and add this to the route. Okay, FOPTA, for sure. So we're definitely going to be doing a turn here. You can see right here, here's our guidance, which is all good. We're going to have LPV, so, man, this will be fun. We're WAS enabled, everything's good, so we haven't going to have a decision altitude, Buster. I know, decision altitude. Go figure. Man, we are cooking. 245 on the ground speed. We're absolutely cooking. Let me drop the power back just a touch more, because we are amber like midway, and I'm okay with that because we have no clouds. We really have no turbulence. But yeah, it hasn't impacted our vertical speed required. As a matter of fact, I could actually push us, and let's decrease this to 900. Okay, if we somehow don't have LPV and we just have LNAV, we're going to be coming in probably at the 500 to 600 foot descent mark, probably closer to 600. So we'll need to put in a 650 some odd. We'll probably put 600 in the descent to get a 3-degree descent angle. But our decision height will be 250 feet today, so let's go ahead and put that in 250 down here, guys. This is what I'm doing down 250. We actually can do that. Our missed approach point will be on the runway threshold. No, excuse me, it will not be. It will be at 250 feet. We'll go missed at 250. And what will we do at that point? We will climb to 2000, direct to Liek. Direct to Liek, 2,000 feet. So make sure we have 2,000 feet set in here, which will be fine. We get to Lovato, we'll look to descend to 1,600, or we may not. 140 is going to be our heading in. Okay, that's good. We're right down here. So they will allow us to go missed before the runway threshold. This will be for the minimum decision altitude here. Wow, LNAV, VNAV. There we go, is 347. So I'm sure we'll get LPV. How can we check? Let's go ahead and decrease this to 800. You can see it's a little bit more manageable here. 220 on the ground speed. Probably a little better for us. Could we do a visual? We may do touch and go. And then we may have at it from there. Or we may do a stop. We might do a stop and then taxi back. Alright, let's just quickly look at our fuel situation. Come on up. OFP, come on up. Here we go. Punta Gorda. We're about 44 minutes in. We're only 38, so we're ahead of schedule. And we're supposed to be at 10:45 on a fuel. So there we go, we're about 40 pounds off. But that's okay, because remember, we flew to Dolphin. Alright, let's go landing the lights on. Oh my goodness, I never turn the landing lights off. Oh man, strike 1, 2, and 3. Okay. That was in our checklist that we did not hit that. No worries, we got them on now. How hot is it in here? It's 144 degrees. So you can see things can get really squirrely really fast. We had the heater on and a blower low, and we have that open. We have no idea what we're doing as far as cabin temperature. We saw a light. We can't really see it. But Buster's passed out right now. So am I. But let's go ahead and turn the heater off because we don't need any more heat. And push in our thing here. Matter of fact, let's get some air on. Let's go in the other direction. That's hilarious. 144 degrees. You can see the cabin temp over here on the far left. Can you guys see that? Yeah, like right here. Yep. 144 degrees. We are passed out. Too bad there isn't this virtual reality that we can actually have like a fan in front of us, or at least set a buzzer. You know, some sort of buzzer gets to your desired temperature, or gets off your desired temperature. You know, we should be like, uh-oh, what's the problem? All right, we're at 8,000 feet. We were looking for navigational aids, weren't we? Sarasota, 117.0. Sarasota, just in case we need it. We're flying the RNAV though, and there's no, everything is GPS. But if something happened, we can always get to Sarasota. Sarasota, let's put Sarasota on the backup as well. I think Tampa is our alternate. What's Tampa? What's Tampa? Oh, that's St. Pete. There's Tampa. Hello, Tampa. Tampa. Where's the VOR? Tampa. Come on in, Sky Vector. Don't tell me that Tampa does not have a VOR. Oh my gosh, it's over St. Pete. Alright, so we'll put St. Pete in at 116.4. And Tampa should be... So that's our bearing to Tampa. There we go. 3-4 case. All right, here we go. Venice should be off our left. Miles. 15, 10 miles to the east. And it's 1.3, right? Yeah. Venice traffic. Baron 712 Bravo Mike is 10 miles to the east, inbound for the RNAV 13 Venice traffic. There it is. They got a pretty cool bridge. 1-3, we're going to be going over the water. feet. Let's go ahead and just check. So you can see the pressure. We're looking pretty good here. Everything's fine. We're not doing anything with our tip tanks right now. What's the weather? 140 at 10, and we're 3017. I never went to standard, so there we go, 17. So altimeters are now set. Let's go ahead and get our, okay, landing lights on, altimeters are set, prop sync is off. Interesting, prop sync off. This is just before localizer, interesting. Mixture is going to be rich. Probably do that right now. Anti-ice, okay, alright. Definitely going to need to slow down once we get into this hold. How far away are we? We're 8 miles away, 2 minutes away. Let's go ahead and drop power down. So we drop it to 20 right now. Let's go ahead. Landing lights on. Altimeter set. Let's get the prop sync off. Mixture. Let's go full rich on the mixture. Prop levers. We'll wait on the props just until we get to the turn. Just make sure. Look at that. I mean, it's pretty much on the money. At 4 miles, we wanted to be at where we wanted to be at. Let's go ahead and increase us 500 foot a minute. Okay, we're level at 2,000. Coming up on FOPTA. How's our speed doing? Good. We're getting low on our speed. Definitely good procedure turn speed. I should say low. We're in the right spot. 140? 140? Yeah, 140. Isn't that funny? 140 degrees. It's 140. What am I missing here? It's 140 coming in on runway 13. Yeah. Elevation's 15. Okay. Here goes our turn. Venice traffic, Baron 2 Bravo Mike is 12 miles to the northwest in the procedure turn for the RNAV runway 13, Venice. Okay, we have our 500 set. We could set getting used to this. 2,000 feet is what we want. We're going to stay there. Let's dial in 140. long way around, that's for sure. Alright, we're set for missed approach. We have our 2,000 foot set in for missed approach. I don't think we're going to need to descend. Let me just verify. We have LPV, so you can see it right here, Venice. And then there's the approach, and it's LPV. That's how you can check down here what we're going to get. Again, that took us 40 flights to figure that one out too. We're going to approach, we're going to arm right here. There we go. We're going to have to wait till we get past FOPTA, I believe. And then we can arm everything. We're at a good speed here. Let's go ahead now and put the props full. Props full. We're at 20. I want us to be at 20 on the manifold. Good. Fuel pumps are on low now. Let's get the fuel pumps on low. Low. Lights are on. Now we're 51 degrees. Let's go ahead and turn our AC off. Landing lights on. Taxi light on so we get the gear down. Okay, we should be coming in at 140 at this point. We are. Let's lower speed just a tad more. Said it wrong. Said the 160. So we want to maintain 140. We're going to keep it like this, guys. Just to fly it like this. Can't quite see out. Alright, so this should allow us to go right now 2,000 feet. LPV. Let's arm the approach. Or you can see where we are about 1.5 dots below. So once we get a dot below, we put a little more power. Alright, so we're 5.5 miles away from our final approach fix. That was at 1,600 feet. So we should start seeing our glide path start to come down here any minute now. We're about 135 on indicated. Venice traffic, Baron 2 Bravo Mike is 8 mile final on the RNAV runway 13, Venice. Alright, we've got 1 dot, so let's go ahead and put flaps into approach. So flaps are into the approach. Yep. With that, should be bringing it back to 120. We have this little dot right here for gear and flaps, I believe. Yeah, so we're good. And then this will be for approach flaps right in here. We should be picking up the glide scope, or the glide path any minute now. Missed approach is set in the window. We're 1.9 miles away from the fix, our final approach fix. 6 miles away from the final approach fix. Glide path is established. We are now going gear down. Let's put in a little more power since we put the gear down. 3 green. And we are stable. 5 miles away. We're gonna wait until we get about 3 miles until we get down to 110. We'll put full flaps down, probably around 4 miles. You can see we're using this pretty heavily. We're LPV. So our decision height will be 250. Decision height is 250, which is a great decision. I mean, look at that. Oh, wrong piece. So our decision altitude is 250. Above the ground, it's 267 for us. So 267, let's call it 270. 250 above ground. 270. We're at, we're getting kind of quick here. Now's the time to put down full flaps. Should have had it in white arc before. Props are full, so gear down. Carriage mixture's rich. Props are full. We have our lights are on. Taxi lights are now on. Let's bring our speed back, or our manifold to around 17. We don't want to go below 100. Venice traffic, Baron 2, Bravo Mike, short final for runway 13, Venice. And there we go. We'll vacate left. Power because our nose is starting to balloon. Struggling to maintain the glide path without the power. So full flaps, geared down, 3 green, we're stable. We're on glide path, we want to be at 100. Okay, we're 100 above our decision altitude. Let's go back to 2,000 here. We're looking good. We are at our decision altitude. We are continuing. We are continuing. Autopilot's off my aircraft. Flaps up. And let's vacate over here. Alternator lights went on because we're... Okay, let's go ahead and put in the park.